All right, let's try this again. Yeah, this is... Okay, let's try this again. All right, so let me see. So it's showing that I am putting out... It is showing that I'm putting out audio on my end. So as soon as people come in, I will. I hope that people will be able to hear me and let me know if you hear me, because this Streamlabs software is a little harder than I thought it would be to figure out. I'm trying for that to not be the case. I've been working on, like this morning, I was working on trying to eliminate an echo that was occurring. So I have the microphone and I'm using two things that Logitech puts together. I'm using Streamlabs and I'm also using Mixline, which is apparently this mixer service that they use. It's actually, it looks pretty good, but I'm still trying to figure out all the odds and ends of it. So looks like I'm getting more people coming in. I want to say greetings to all of you. It is a very happy Friday indeed, as ever, coming to you from the best borough of New York City, the borough of Brooklyn, the County of Kings, and happy to be with you this morning. It's been a week. A little over a week now, of the biggest election. I firmly believe the biggest election in American history, and I believe it to be such, because for those of you, I mean, we've all. I'm going to echo some of the sentiment of my girlfriend, who has been a rock for me over the last several years. My life took a bit of a turn in the year of COVID. And I'm going to take some of the things that I've heard from her over the years. We had a collective trauma in 2020. That's probably the best way for me to distill the last 4 years. We had a collective trauma where our world, everything we knew, everything that we understood to be true, society as a whole was ripped to shreds. I remember in the years leading up to COVID, New York City was easily one of the most vibrant places I'd ever been to. It was teeming with life. It was teeming with an energy that was unmatched. I remember in 2008 when I first moved up here, and then before that in '07 when the first years that I started coming up here. Am I back? Okay, we're back. I think. Let me know in the let me know in the chat. Hold on, let me just put a thing in here. Getting back to what I was saying. We had a collective in the years coming up to New York City. One of the things that struck me about New York was the energy of the city, the vibrant nature of New York, the sheer amount of people who lived here, who walked the streets of this beautiful town. As a boy from Baltimore, I remember the subway system being, the subway system here in New York, like, we didn't have, there's nothing like this there's nothing like the New York City subway system in Baltimore. I've always been a public infrastructure guy, and there's nothing like what we have up here in New York City, in Baltimore. The diversity, yes, back when you didn't have to, back when diversity wasn't thrown into your faces or forced, or the matter forced. But I loved, one of the things that I've always enjoyed about this town is the fact that I can have multiple, like, different dishes, different types of food, parks, outside space, and also the ability to travel anywhere in the city for a very small price without a car. Things that, like, things that weren't forced. This was normal. Or at least what I felt was normal. 2020 hits. And I remember describing 2020 as the year of clear vision. Boy, I have no idea how right or how much or how clear the vision would become. I said at the beginning of the stream that we had a collective trauma. The collective trauma was, in fact, COVID. COVID was, we were scared to death. We were scared into compliance by the powers that run this world. We were scared into measures that made absolutely no sense at all. We were told to wear masks. We were told to socially distance, stand 6 feet apart. 2 weeks to slow the spread, we were told. 2 weeks to slow the spread, 2 weeks to stop the spread. Kept turning into another 2 weeks, and then another 2 months. And then we watched as small businesses, especially here in New York City, shut down. We watched as big corporations like Target and Amazon and all these other gigantic businesses started to entrench deeper into New York. The proliferation of delivery apps and all of these systems that were put in place to keep us all locked in our homes, getting our groceries delivered to us, food delivered to us. I've often described COVID as our primogenesis. And it was. COVID was the darkening of the skies by the powers that be. International, global elites who have always had their hearts and their eyes set on taking over the United States. Finally decided that this was how we were going to do it. Anthony Fauci, I mean, I could go on and on. But COVID was what the powers that be used to take almost absolute power over the population, destroy the candidate, destroy the president who was sitting at the time. We were scared into separating ourselves from family, from friends. We were told that if we did not do any of these things, we would be killing grandma. We would be killing our parents. We would be spreading disease and illness. I personally was directly affected by this. I haven't spoken much about the woman that I was seeing at the time. I've mentioned her in other places, but 2020 was the year that I basically saw that she was a DEI agent. Never knew what she did. Never, like, I had no idea what exactly she did. I had clues as to the type of work she did. All I knew was that she worked for Posse Foundation, and that was it. She was some type of national coordinator, and she did a lot of travel. That was the extent of my knowledge. She left me the first time in March of 2020, end of March, and right at the end of March is when I got sick with COVID. I caught the Alpha variant like everybody else. And after I caught the Alpha variant, and I still had to, I was out of work for a month because of it. I got really sick. I watched New York City turn into... Wait a minute. Did any... Let me hit refresh. Because I don't know if anybody's coming through. I'm not hearing anyone. I'm not seeing anyone. Let me just double check on X here. I don't know if I'm coming through it all. Let me just look up my... Okay, I am coming through. But I don't know how many... Okay, so showing 242. Please let me know if... Let me erase this first one. Because... There we go. Still have 69 viewers so far. If I have more, please let me know. Please let me know. Let me know so I can see you. Yeah, I'm gonna be just honest with you. She left me the first time, and that's when, for 3 months, I saw the true face of COVID. I saw what COVID was doing to people. It was a first row seat to the madness, and I was all alone. I still remember the panic and the hurt that I felt as I looked at Times Square, the crossroads of the world, had been silenced. The place where, as a younger man, I had seen crowds of tourists and other people throughout Times Square just walking. I would see the cars that would go through it, both from 7th Avenue and Broadway, and then ultimately, once Bloomberg started and then de Blasio started chopping up Broadway in places, then it was just like the 7th Avenue. It broke me to see Times Square, this place that was once teeming with life. The energy of the city was there, and it was gone. It still bothers me to this day. Because, again, this is part of that collective suffering, this collective traumatic event that we all went through around the world, across the country. People in states like New York and California were herded into... Is anyone else hearing an echo? I don't know. Are you hearing an echo? Like, what does this echo sound like? Yeah, I gotta fix the audio in this. You know what? I'm gonna cut this. Oh, it's like a reverberation in X. Okay. Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to cut this stream short because apparently it looks